ribbonsoapbox.com, and today we're going to step away from the stove for just a minute to make some holiday bows. Every Christmas my friends stop by and they ask me, where do I get my big bows? Well, the secret is I make them myself, and they're really not that hard to do, and I have a few little tricks up my sleeve to make them simple just for you. Anyone can make these bows. They're big, they're beautiful, and they are certainly way festive. All you need to start your bows is a lot of ribbon. Depending on the size of the bow that you're going to make, if you're going to have a wreath that's about 24 inches wide, you're going to need about 3-inch wide ribbon. If you have a wreath that's a little bit smaller, then you certainly can use something smaller, just you're going to use a lot of ribbon to make it big and full and beautiful. So to start your bow, you're going to take off the cellophane first, and you're just going to start to unwind your ribbon. Now, depending on the size of your wreath, again, you're going to have to keep that in mind because your bow is going to have to be to scale. So if you have a bow that's too small on a big giant wreath, it's just going to get lost in all that greenery. So to make your bow, you're going to fold over a loop, and I would say this about a 6-inch fold would be perfect for a larger wreath. And then you're going to fold the other side over so that's of equal size. Another loop about 6 inches. So you're going to have something that's almost about 12 inches and a big loop. And you're just going to keep looping it and folding it over until you have about 4 to 5 loops on each side. And you can count them. That's 4, and I like mine very full, so I'm going to go one more. And maybe 2 more. And then once you have something that looks like this, you're going to crimp the center just like that, and take a piece of floral wire and twist it around as you're holding that crimp, because you want your bow to have the little creases in there so that when you unfold it, they kind of fluff out. And then you're going to cut off your excess. So when you do this, something to note that when you go ahead and wire your bow, make sure that that first tail, when you started your loop, is inside that wire, or else the whole thing's just going to fall apart. And we're just going to go ahead and cut this tail right by the wire, and then keep twisting. So normally for a big wreath, I don't usually do a tail, but some people like a tail. So if you want to do the tail on your bow, you certainly can do that. And it depends on how long you want the tail. It's really up to you. There's really no rule. So you're just going to pull a length of ribbon and fold it in half, and then cut the end. And take your wire again and cut that off. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to crimp it so it has a little bit of texture in your tail. And then you're going to tie it around the center of your bow. And then what you're going to have on the back of your bow is some excess wire, and you're going to want to leave that on there so that you can actually attach it to your wreath or whatever it is, your light post, whatever you're putting your bow on. So once you have your nice long tail, we're going to go ahead and fluff out the bow. And as you see here, I only have about 4 loops, which is fine. We'll make that do. I generally like to have about 5 or 6. Okay. So, what you want to do is hold the back, the wire, where you're going to put it onto your wreath. and you want to pull the loops forward. So think of that as your front. And as you're pulling them, make sure you twist them a little bit so that they're not all just folding back into one another. And there you have your big bow. So what I also like to do is at the end of the tail, you're going to fold it in half and you're going to cut it so that it's a nice, clean looking point on each side and it's symmetrical and you don't have any jagged edges. You need to get the scissors sharpened. And there you have it. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give me a thumbs up below. And make sure you subscribe to the Suburban Soapbox on YouTube for more awesome videos. Thank you again for tuning in.